Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back again to a new episode. Today, we're gonna be talking about a new topic, new with a new book, a new author, with the same guy. Welcome back, this is me, Mo, and here we go. We're gonna talk about the book of The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephan Covey that mainly provides powerful lessons in personal change and development. So, shall we start? Before we start, let me give you a background about the author. So Stephan Covey, born in 1932 and he passed away in 2012. He's a renowned author, educator, businessman, and motivational speaker. He's the co-founder for Franklin Covey, a global professional service firm focused on leadership and organization performance. He has a bachelor degree in the business administration from the University of Utah. He has an MBA from Harvard Business School, and he has a PhD in religious education from Brigham Youth University. He did a lot of books, but his mainly effective thing, or the most influential or like the most known book for him, is The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People in 1989, which has sold over 40 million copies worldwide and was translated into dozens of languages. The book's core philosophy focuses on the principle-centered leadership, personal responsibility, and character ethics. And let me give you an example of one of his other books, such as First Thing First, Principle-Centered Leadership, The 8th Habit from Effectiveness to Greatness, The Leader in Me, focus on education and leadership for children, and he left behind him a great legacy, such as the Time magazine named him one of the most 25 influential Americans in the 1996. His teachings have impacted corporate leaders, educators, and individuals globally. He emphasized living a life of integrity, service, and continuous improvement. So, let me give you the book structure. The book is mainly divided into 4 parts. There's the introduction that we called it the Inside Out, part 1, and then we have part 2 from habit 1 to habit 3, and we have part 3 which is from habit 4 till habit 6, and then we have part 4 which is the last one that is called habit 7. So, shall we get deep in the book right now? As you can see here, the book is divided into 4 parts. Inside Out, Paradigms and the Principles. Part 2, The Private Victories from habit 1 till habit 3. Part 3, Public Victories from habit 4 till habit 6. And part 4, The Renewal. Part 7. Part 1, Inside Out, Paradigms and Principles. This introductory sections lays the philosophical foundation for the entire book. Covey argues that real lasting change begins from the inside out. Mainly, what does inside out means? Or what does inside out focuses on? Number 1, character ethics versus the personality ethics. Character ethics focuses on integrity, humility, courage, and fairness. Deep principles that form a strong, authentic foundation for success. So it's mainly focused on your character, or like your persona, like what type of characteristics you should focus on in order to be a good leader and have the leadership skills. Personality ethics, it relies on surface techniques like charm, quick fixes, and image, often shallow and unsustainable. Covey's believe that modern society overemphasizes the personality ethics, while true effectiveness comes from the character ethics. Personality ethics is more to how do you show your help, how do you show your technique, or like how do you show your appreciation to what is happening, or like how to solve the problems, how do you get out your emotional human part. Number 2, paradigm shifts. A paradigm is the way we see the world, our mental map. To be more effective, we must be willing to question and shift our paradigms to align with the universal timeless principles such as honesty, respect, service. So it basically focuses on sort of an ethical part inside us, such as our honesty toward ourselves, our respect toward others, and our act of service to help each other out. Number 3, principle-centered living. Covey encourages readers to anchor their lives in principles, not people or external circumstances. These principles are natural laws that don't change, and aligning with them leads to long-term success and fulfillment. So the approach of this part is that to truly influence the world, you must first develop your personal strength and integrity. Focus on being a character before you doing a behavior. Focuses on how actually you are before you actually become. You cannot expect to change relationships, organizations, or community without first focusing on changing yourself. How are you waiting for the whole world to change to be a better place if you're not willing to sacrifice some of your time to change yourself first? And as they say, change starts by us. Change starts by you, by me, by everyone around us. Bottom line, effectiveness starts with self-mastery. Lasting success and leadership come from building a strong character foundation and viewing the world through principle-centered paradigms. And that was mainly the inside-out part. So, shall we get into part 2 now? Part 2, private victories. It's gonna teach us 3 habits. In this section, we're gonna focus on the personal mastery, developing independence, and taking full responsibility of your life. Covey calls this the private victory because it's all about conquering yourself before you can lead or interact effectively with others. So mainly, he's gonna teach us right now how to focus on changing ourselves first in order to win our own war or our own battle, so we can get ready to get into the private or the public part. And as we said, changes started with us. Habit 1, be proactive. The core idea is that you are responsible of your own life. Proactive people take initiative, act based on the values, not the moods or circumstances. Like men, they act based on their homeworks, or they act based on what they have to do, not how they feel. Focus on your circle of influence, things that you can take control of, such as your behavior, your attitude, your gratitude toward others. The key mindset, I'm the creative force of my own life. If you're seeing your life falling apart, if you're seeing your life not giving you the best thing ever, remember that this is your own life and you're the only one who's capable of changing it. Habit 2, begin with the end in mind. The core idea of habit 2 is to define a clear vision of your life's purpose. Start every task or a goal with a clear destination in your mind. Covey recommends writing a personal mission statement, a guiding document based on your deep values, and keep asking yourself, what do I want to be remembered for? Habit 2 mainly focuses on your own goals or your own achievements, or as an individual. What do you want to do in life? What do you want to be in life? What do you want to be remembered as when you die? When you leave a certain place, what do you want to be your impact? Habit 3, put first thing first. The core idea of this part is you have to prioritize your life around what matters the most. You have to focus on what is important, not urgent task. Quadrant 2, that kind of contribute on the long-term goals. You have to live with a discipline, not just an intention, align with your time or your personal mission and values. Balance roles such as parents, professional, community member, while maintaining integrity. It's more as I said, men always have to do what they have to do, not what they feel to do. A father did not choose to take the responsibility of family members every day, but this is his responsibility. This is his job. This is what he have to do. And this is why fathers take control of the family, even if they don't feel like they want to do that. When a professor go to his class, maybe he got some problems home, maybe he has a problem with his wife, maybe he has a problem in his life. But that does not mean that he should make this problem affect him in his profession. He always gotta do his job, but always with integrity. So in order to summarize the private victory part, we can say that these habits are actually gonna help you to move from dependence to independence. You're gonna become the master of your own choices, guided by purpose and aligned with priorities. It's the foundation of personal leadership or self-respect. And now, let's go to part 3, public victory. Once you achieve the personal independence through the private victory, you're gonna be ready to build a strong, effective relationships. This is the public victory. It's about interdependence, working well with others through trust, empathy, and collaboration. Habit 4, you have to think win-win. The core idea of it is to seek mutually beneficial outcomes in all your relationships. A win-win mindset that believes that there is enough success for everyone. A non-selfish mindset. A mindset that believes if I can win, then you can win. Why both of us not bounding together so we can win more together? It's based on abundance mentality, mutual respect, cooperation, not competition. It requires high courage and high consideration to the personal goals with others' needs. And I believe a win-win situation is like when you get in a relationship with a partner. When you have a partner, you're always gonna seek a collaboration. Remember, you're not competing with your partner. You're not trying to show him who's better than the other. We're together to complete each other, not to compete with each other. We can win together. We can win it all together. But if we try to compete with each other, it's gonna be a lose-lose situation. Habit 5, seek first to understand, then to be understood. The core idea is listen empathetically before offering an advice or a solution. Most people listen with an intention to reply, not to understand. So usually people believe that I'm listening to you so I can get your weak points and start attacking you on it. We don't listen to understand each other or to feel each other. We're always trying to attack each other other because we always feel endangered. But this is not the case at all. Covey teaches empathetic listening, truly trying to understand the other person's point of view emotionally and intellectually. It builds trust and paves the way to genuine communication and problem solving. When you're gonna try to understand, people are gonna try understand you as well. Remember, it's a win-win situation. People also kind of act like a mirror. If you're nice to people, we're gonna be nice to you. If you're not nice to people, why are you expecting people to be nice to you? Remember that part. Habit 6, synergize. The core idea of this habit is creative cooperation produces better results than working alone. Synergy means the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. Embracing differences in perspective, talent, and the style can lead to innovative solutions, such as teamwork. This is an non-negotiable part, which is if one person working a project, he's not gonna perform the same way than if 5 people working together in the same projects. One person is gonna only show his way of showing it. 5 people can do brainstorming to understand each other and come up with a 6th idea that's just about a combination of everything what they said. This habit requires openness, respect, and willingness to value diversity. If we all respect each other, listen to each other, try to help each other, try to complete each other, not to compete with each other, trying to work as a team, then definitely we're gonna be able to achieve it and maintain this part. So to summarize the public victory, we can say these habits are gonna help you to develop strong collaborative relationships based on trust and shared goals. True interdependence is more powerful than independence. It leads to teams, families, and partnerships that is more effective than any one person alone. And this would leave us with one of the greatest quotes ever that Stephan Covey has left it for us, which is, private victory precede public victories. You cannot introvert the process anymore that you can harvest a crop before you plant it. How are you expecting to harvest an apple if you haven't planted an apple tree? How are you expected to harvest an orange if you haven't planted an orange tree, etc.? And now it's time to go to part 4. Part 4, renewal. Sharpen the saw, which I would really love to call a project reincarnation. Now I'm joking. The core idea of this part is renew yourself regularly in 4 key areas to maintain effective and avoid burnout. Covey compares personal growth to sharpening a saw. You must stop and maintain your tool, which is yourself, to stay effective on the long term. It's like a Windows update or a software update. If you're not gonna update yourself, you're gonna be left out in the past. So, renewal has 4 dimensions: physical, mental, social, and spiritual. Physical, which is the body. We need to exercise, you need to do nutrition, you need to rest, you need to stress management. You need to know how to manage your own stress, and you need to build an endurance and energy. You need to know well how to use your body, how to give your body rest when it needs. You need to eat well, you need to drink well, you need to be the best version of yourself physically. And all the time, when you see a person who's a good looking physically as a body, you know that this person kind of take care of himself or take care of his body. So you know well that he has this mindset that he's gonna take care of his work as well. He's gonna take care of the surrounding of him as well. Number 2, mental, which is the mind. To renew your mental or your mind, you need to keep reading and learning, writing, and you need to learn problem solving. You need to accept the fact that it doesn't matter how old are you, you're always gonna need to learn and read more and to write more and to learn more about problem solving, because growing up, problems increases, it doesn't decrease. So if you're in level 2 in problem solving, you're gonna reach the level that you're gonna need the level 7 in order to able to solve your own problems, and this keep your thinking sharp and flexible toward any problem you're gonna face. Social or emotional part, which is mainly about the hard part. This part is basically about embracing your human nature part, becoming more human and becoming more vulnerable, building meaningful relationships, practicing empathy, services, and emotional intelligence. It strengthens the character and interpersonal effectiveness, which kind of trying to make you more human being, trying to make you more to a person who's trying to understand the people, to be understood, a person who listen, what's trying to push you to be more to be that kind of a person who listen to help, not listen to judge. So it focuses more on the emotional part of the human being. And last but not least, least spiritual, which is mainly about your soul. To renew your soul, you just need meditation, prayer, nature, values reflection. It centers your life on a deeper purpose and integrity that helps you to reach a level or a new level or embrace a new level in your life about God and about understanding what is happening around you. So you get inspired by what is happening around you to embrace yourself and become a better human being, become a better for this nature, and become a better person to help everyone out. Why is it important? Habit 7 sustain and enhances your ability to practice the other 6 habits. Mainly, if you don't have habit 7, then you cannot have any of the 6 other habits, because habit 7 is actually the base of everything. It's about self-care and lifelong growth. You can't give your best to others if you're running on empty. Covey emphasizes making this a regular habit, not something you do only when you already delete it. Covey is trying to make you exist first so you can help others to exist. Negative energy doesn't force positive energy. To summarize habit 7, sharpen the saw is about renewing yourself so you can continue to grow, adapt, and be effective across all the areas of life. We have spoken about the 7 habits, but the real question is, how can we actually apply them in our real life? Let's start with habit 1, to be a proactive. In order to achieve it in real life, we can simply start with pause before reacting emotionally. Think first, how are you gonna act? How are you gonna react emotionally to what is happening around you? Once you act, you can never take it back. So you have to know exactly how are you acting, and you gotta give yourself a pause in order to understand what is happening and to reconsider what you're thinking of and what you're about to say. Replace victim language, I have to, with the empower language, I chose to. If you feel forced to do something, you're gonna always hate doing it. But if you feel that you choose it yourself, it gives you more power. You're not a victim, you're a controller. Number 3, focus on what you can control today. No one has told you to overthink about what you're gonna do tomorrow or after tomorrow. Nobody has asked you to give me the outcome of your life or like your future. Focus on your present. Focus on what you have right now in your hands. Stop focusing or stop worrying about something that haven't happened yet. Focus on what you can do today and stop worrying about tomorrow. Habit 2, begin with the end in mind. We can say that first of all, we need to write a personal mission statement. You can write like a small note and put it somewhere in front of your eyes always about your missions for today. And I believe that you also have to set a weekly goal that aligns with your long-term visions. So you want to reach from point A to point Z, you have to pass by point B, C, D, and all the other letters first. You cannot reach from level 1 to level 100 in a night. You're gonna have to pass by level 2, 3, 4, 10, 20, 30. It's stairs, not an elevator. There is no elevator for success. You have also to visualize your ideal life outcome. You have to use that as a guide. Imagine your perfect life. How are you gonna live it? What do you want to have in your own perfect life? Keep this as an incentive or a motivation for you to keep moving forward and to tolerate whatever you're feeling with or whatever you're passing with in your life. And the put first thing first, use a weekly planner to block time for your most important tasks. So you have to have a weekly planner, like a calendar, that you're writing in it the most important tasks you have to do. You have to visualize how much free time do you actually have and how can you use it in the perfect way. You gotta learn how to say no to distractions that doesn't align with your values. Success is a hard road and nobody likes the success road. Nobody likes the discipline road. But trust me, the outcome, everybody want to be there, but nobody want to do the acts to be there. Everybody want to be great, but nobody want to be good or want to get accepted. But nobody want to do the acts to be great. Greatness doesn't come from an easy road. Greatness doesn't come from a no problem road. With greatness comes a lot of pitiful, sour, painful, hard times. Hard times create tough men, and tough men create good times. We have to use Covey's time matrix, which is prioritizing quadrant 2, to know what is important but not urgent. Habit 4, to think win-win. When you're having a conflict or an argument with a person, you have to think how both of us can benefit, not how can I benefit from you. You have also to learn how to negotiate at work or home. Remember, you want both sides to win. You don't want one side only to win, because this is gonna also lead to a lose-lose situationship. You have to learn also how to build a trust, valuing the other's success as much as your own. So remember, when you're having a relationship or a partnership, remember that her or his win is your win as well. And if you cannot win alone, then both of you can win together. Number 5, to seek first to understand and then to be understood. This is actually more simple. We can say that you have to listen to someone without interrupting interrupting him. Because remember, you're listening to understand. When somebody says something, try to repeat it back to confirm your understanding. If you're having a part that you feel like you didn't get it that much, don't let it just go. Remember, you're listening to somebody because you're trying to understand their perspective or their point of view or their idea or whatever they're saying. You're trying to be on their side, not against them. You're trying to understand them. You're trying to be empathetic, not sympathetic. And never ever jump into an advice mode too quickly. Listen carefully, analyze it carefully, think about it again, and then you can give an advice. See, there's 4 parts you have to do before giving an advice. You have to jump first by those 3 things. Listen, analyze, confirm, and then give an advice. In synergizing part, you can invite people with different views into a discussion. All of you can share ideas together, embrace the team's diversity, and look for creative group solutions. Try to do some work together. Avoid only accepting your own idea. For God's sake, we're tired of repetition. We need new creative solutions. Focus on strength, not weakness, in collaborations. Think what you guys can do together, not what you guys are lacking together. Look always on the positive parts and try to be the positive thing among all of them. Try always to push the people up, because you guys as a group, if they go up, they're gonna take you with them. And in habit 7, simply we can say exercise regularly and sleep well. Please fix your sleeping schedule. Please, I'm begging you, fix your sleeping schedule. Read books and take time to learn them. Accept that learning has no age. Accept that you have to learn until you die. It doesn't matter how old are you, you're always gonna have time to learn. You're always gonna have new things to learn. The moment you get cocky and you believe that you know everything, it's gonna be the moment of your loss. Connect with family, friends. Reflect on your values and purposes. Try to open up to people. In conclusion to this amazing book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People offers power, principle-centered framework to achieving a long-term success and personal fulfillment, rather than offering quick fixes. Covey guides readers through a transformation that starts from the inside out, developing strong character and self-mastery before building a meaningful, effective relationships with others. Through the private victory from habit 1 to habit 3, we gain independence by taking full responsibility for our choices, clarifying our life's purpose, and aligning our actions with other values. In public victories, and from habit 4 to habit 6, we achieve independence by fostering trust, empathy, and synergy in our relationships. Finally, habit 7, sharpen the saws. It reminds us continually to renew ourselves in body, mind, heart, and spirit. At its core, this book is about living with integrity, leading with purpose, and building a life of meaningful impact. Covey's timeless wisdoms continue to inspire others across the world to become not just successful, but truly effective in all the areas around life. I decided to divide the criteria for rating this book into 4 parts, which is richness, personal development, curriculum, and language. In richness, I give this book 100%, a 10 out of 10, because this book is just, in the richness part, the book is full with what you exactly need to know in order to understand the idea or the 7 habits itself that Stephan is talking about. So it's rich with the informations you do need. Personal developments, this book for us as a human being is actually helping us to improve as a human being, and it also highlights a lot of dimension in the characteristics and the persona and the personal development in order to be better in every aspect in life, not only professionally but also in your own emotional, mental life. It helps you to be a better worker, a better teacher, a better professor, a better husband, a better wife, a better father, a better mother, a better child. It helps you in all the dimensions to be a better human being. As a curriculum, this book covers everything as a curriculum. It is full, rich with the ideas you need, rich with the topics you need to know, rich with everything you need to know as a curriculum. You can teach this book to students or to anyone. And last but not least, the language. This book is so simple and you can easily understand it. The English is simple, clear, not complex at all, and with no complicated textures in the book or the passages. So I'll give this book a 10 out of 10, 5 stars. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is it for me. I finished it. I finished what I have or what I wanted to say for today. Thank you guys for listening, and thank you if you're still watching till here. If you're still watching, please comment this emoji. I hope the book today inspired any one of you. I hope this video inspired any one of you to read this book, and hopefully I'm gonna see you all around soon, very soon. Stay tuned. Peace out.